Hello and welcome to Let's Build, a new series I'm starting where together we build a kingdom in Minecraft. And when creating the world, I spawned in this beautiful plains biome, and I thought this was the perfect place to build a village and start up our series. And of course, the first thing that any medieval fantasy village needs is a windmill. So that's what I started with. The first thing I did was I mapped out a circle out of normal wooden blocks, and I decided to build this up to make the structure, the platform that the windmill will be built on, so it will raise off the ground slightly and give it a bit added height. I then built up with the dark wood to map out how tall I wanted this structure. I wanted it to be slightly smaller than your average windmill would be, because I wanted to give the effect that this village is a poor place, and although they need the windmill to survive, they can't have enough resources to build it high and towering into the sky. I filled the gaps in the dark wood with wool and glass panes alternating, and then dotted in some wooden buttons for a bit of added depth and detail. I then moved around, adding wool and dark wood in the gaps between these flat spaces to bulk up the main body of our windmill. After that was done, I run around, adding a bit more detail to the sides of the walls, adding in upside down stairs and fence posts to make it seem a bit more alive. The next challenge was to build the roof. I'm never too brilliant with these, but I cracked on with a pointed curved roof using wooden plank stairs to give a nice sloped effect. I started at the 4 straight edges and built them up to the centre, and then went around joining up the diagonals, trying to give it a curved effect to add to the realism of this project. There was a lot of running around to make sure that everything matched and was symmetrical, but I finally came up with an effect that I was pretty pleased with. Next, I had to move to make the actual windmill on this structure. So I set out and used some sideways logs to build slightly out of one of the sides of the windmill, and from there I built 4 diagonal wooden lines, each attached to a sail that made our windmill. And I fastened the sails to the wood using fence posts and wooden buttons. And then finally, the last thing to do was to build an entrance, so I extended the platform slightly, giving it a curved underneath, and built a staircase down to the side of the countryside using the darker stone wood to add a bit of contrast. I added in a doorway and finished up with some nice slants for protection. So there we have it, guys, our first structure, the windmill. I'm fairly happy with how this turned out. Although it is slightly stumpy, from down here it still looks like a towering structure that will bring pride to the people of this lonely village. I'm very happy with the detail on these sails. I think the buttons and fence posts worked well. And I like the combination of dark wood and wool in the centre to provide a bit of contrast to the build. It currently has no interior, and that might be something we come back to in a later date. But thank you guys for watching the first ever episode of Let's Build, a village in this case. My next idea is to turn this sort of cliff-faced area into a farm. Of course, this will require a farmhouse for the farmer to stay in, maybe up on this hill, so we can overlook his crops and animals. But that'll be for another time, guys. So thank you for watching. Hit like or dislike, leave a comment. As this is a new series, I really need to know what you guys think of it, and any ways to improve it. Or even if you don't want me to do it at all, let me know. I want all the feedback I can get on things like this. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next time for the next Let's Build.